Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the Hot Stocks Outlook for March 22nd, 2019. Hope y'all are having an excellent week out there in the financial markets, and as always, plenty of opportunities to cover here. We're going to start here. We've got Allergan Incorporated, HanesBrands, Therapeutics, Wynn Resorts, and then we'll end it here on Activision shares. But let's go ahead and start out here with Allergan, and really what I'd like to highlight as we work through these different charts is how we're able to adapt to these changing market conditions as things move forward. So in this first example for Allergan, you're going to see how right up against these daily bars, so each one of these bars is a full trading day, we've got a couple of indicators there, a black line and also a blue line. At the bottom of the chart, you see that we can be either green or red. And if you look towards the very right-hand portion of the chart, you actually see what I'd call a shadow candle here, right? Which is actually a prediction for the next trading day, which hasn't yet occurred. So you have a predicted high and predicted low provided for you as well. But right up against the price action, you see a couple values. Now, the black line that you see there on the chart, that is a regular or simple moving average. And that is a very common technical indicator. You could go into any platform and plot that pretty easily. Moving averages are very common, but the issue is that that value is always just going to lag behind previous prices. And it's always just going to be reacting to the most recent close and dropping off the, most further away close. But when we compare that value to this blue line, that's where there's some real value here. Now, the blue value that's generated, that value is utilizing Vantagepoint's artificial neural networks. And what it's doing is actually generating predictive data. So those neural networks are generating predictive data for days that haven't occurred and working that into this moving average, turning it into a predicted moving average that is forward-looking. So whenever we have that blue line cross above the black line, it's essentially saying that average prices are expected to move higher than where they've previously been, and the trend is therefore up. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you see we have this green and red indicator, and this changes as the market moves forward. And what it's telling you as each day goes by is whether you're going to have really 48 hours is the time frame here of short-term strength or weakness in the market. And this can help you do a couple of things. Know when to hold on to your position and the trend is going to continue higher, but also knowing when to get in at lower prices and expect those lower prices. So you see here, once this blue line crosses above the black line, neural index to get into the trade there up at a green configuration. You see it comes down red here, but you never get that blue line crossing below the black line. The trend is still very much to the upside. And then lastly, what we want to bring in here are these predicted ranges. And those will let us know intraday what level should you be coming in and taking action. And you see how this works. You see this trading day here, you get these predictions slanted a little bit lower, predicted low there. Another day you come down here, another day down here. So what's happening is this tool is very good at adapting to that new information and data that's coming in so that you can then react, adjust your positions, and get the most out of these trading opportunities. But you see here, 3 or 4 entries early on in this trend here for Allergan. And again, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, the trend is still up. And you see here, you've got an 11% rally in shares just in the past really few weeks here, going to the beginning of the month here in March. So with the same approach, same logic, same indicators we're using here, move on to HanesBrands here. Now, exact same thing. You see here, the blue line is crossing below the black line. So, the first couple months of the year, January and February, we had really strong action all throughout the markets. Things just pretty much going straight up. Crude oil as well going up. But this really second half of March, there's a lot more volatility in shares. There's a lot more sort of separation as far as some stocks doing well and other things doing poorly. And you want to be aware of that. But more importantly, go into a position and then understand, okay, well, how do I need to adjust this position over time as the trade moves forward? Because when you maybe short the market here, well, you don't know that 3 or 4 days later, there'll be another opportunity to short here, another opportunity here, here, and there's multiple ways where you can be adding to a existing position or an existing trend, and not just capturing the what we'll see how much this is overall here, about a 7% drop. Well, there's a lot more than 7% to be had there for the traders, right? If you're coming in and shorting here, maybe you're taking some profit down here, reshorting up here, taking profit at these predicted lows, there's plenty of these opportunities to be adding to the position and then reshorting at higher levels. And so that's where really the adaptive qualities come in, and where you understand that, okay, well, if you expect that, higher movement in price, you see how the neural index gets bullish here. it's saying, look towards these predicted highs before you want to reshort. Expect that price action to move a bit higher than where it's been, but the trend still very much to the downside and things still sinking a bit lower there. So moving on to TJ Therapeutics, and this is really exciting. So there's been a lot of opportunities, throughout the first couple months. It really started to kick off and have, really continued those trends. Here's TJ Therapeutics, and again, when you get into the market here, right, that blue line crossing above the black line, you can use those predicted lows, but look at how this software adapts and lets you know that, okay, well, expect some weakness to come into the market over the next few days, but don't get out of this trade, right? The trend is still very much to the upside. That blue line is still well above the black line. And this has been a really fantastic opportunity over what's been really just a couple months' time. Pretty short order here. 78% rally to the upside. A little bit of a cheaper stock here, but almost doubling in just a couple months' time. And then again, looking at those predicted highs and lows. So understanding that, okay, well, if I want to be a buyer in this market, and if I want to be short term or longer term or add to a trending opportunity, where do I want to be looking to actually take those positions and taking action on the market? And you see here just in the past couple weeks, another 10, 12% move to the upside off of these forecasts. A lot of strength from the neural index, pretty much in the entirety here, except for when we got the consolidation and the pullback. So when you're aware that those pullbacks are coming and those cheaper prices are coming in, well, you can do a lot better and manage the opportunities much more effectively than if you don't have these levels to make those decisions from. So about an 85% move from those original predicted lows as the trend started moving higher. One of the last opportunities here we'll look at is Wynn, and the resorts are doing very poorly. So you look at Wynn, Las Vegas Sands, Marriott, some of these places doing very, very poorly, and you actually see all these crossovers come through at the same time, really saying, look, at the beginning of March, end of February, look to maybe hedge your portfolio, short the market in some of these areas, maybe buy some put options, sell some calls, but certainly don't be getting long these resorts. And you see that, multiple areas where, maybe you start your shorts here, but you want to know, okay, well, should I add to that position? We have this level, these levels coming in. You see the neural index getting a little bullish, but these levels are going to keep adapting for you so that you know to stick with your trade idea and the trade strategy and style that you're trying to implement here. So really nice opportunity again here. Market down about 7-8%. But again, multiple entries there where you can be shorting the market and certainly not get caught long. That would be the worst case scenario. You're trying to get long a market and the trend isn't up. You need to be taking short positions or getting out of the way or looking for areas like Activision here. So this has been a great opportunity. Pretty straightforward. As straightforward as it gets. One of the more recent opportunities that have come through, but crossover to the upside. Neural index pretty much saying, look, the trend is up. Your predicted moving average moving higher, creating a lot of separation there. And this market is doing extremely well. It's been a really nice opportunity and things are getting better and better here. Market up 9% over just 8 trading days. But again, bring in those predicted highs and lows and you see that, okay, well, here's where the trend starts. You can chase this market down here, but you're given a predicted low, a better opportunity to intraday come in here and get involved with this nice opportunity here in shares of Activision. So just really great opportunities all throughout the markets, but there are those areas where you need to watch out. Very clearly at the midpoint in March, we really started to see a lot of shares start to turn lower, but other places actually doing just exactly the opposite, right? Activision starting a turn higher, TJ Therapeutics marching another 12% higher this week. So some really fantastic trades out there, but of course you want to have the tools to make those adjustments, adapt your position size and your trades that you're taking with this data as it comes through, because when you get in one day, maybe 3 or 4 days later it's a different scenario, and you want to take all that into account and get the best odds you can of having a successful trade. So with all that covered, once again, thanks again for watching. This again has been our Hot Stocks Outlook for March 22nd, 2019. Best of luck. Thanks again, and bye for now.